Hi, I'm Peter Souza. Let's install QA Shadow Report for Playwright. Let's go here to Installation. Here you can see two commands. Let's try it. All right, we can say QA Shadow Report is installed. Now let's try this other command. Let's see what this does. Using Playwright or Cypress? Let's use Playwright since this is our Playwright project. Config file is required. Do we want to create one? Add the path. Yes. Okay, great. Config created. Please update test data source path. Playwright config JSON reporter. Okay, that's easy enough. Let's copy this here. And let's find reporter. And we can just directly copy and paste that right there. So now we have our output file as a results output.json, which is what we need. Now let's go to the config file. Here there are a lot of placeholder data and examples all commented out. If you have team names or department names or areas of responsibility, that's where this would go. Test types and test categories. Here's a little bit on how to use them. And our config. Google spreadsheet URL. This can also be put into an env file, which is a good idea. I'm going to paste in the spreadsheet URL. Now let's go to Sheet Setup Guide for Playwright. So we do need the spreadsheet URL, which we added, and a service account. So a service account has its own process, and this package here has really great documentation on it. I would recommend reading into this. Very, very detailed, easy to use. Once you create the key, make sure it's downloaded. That's what you will need to access your Google Sheet. In your Google Sheet, you will share it and use the email address of your service worker. Share it with your service worker as editor. This will allow QA Shadow Report to write to your Google Sheet and read when creating summaries. After you have added your credential for your service worker, add this to your git ignore. Don't commit this. We will then see Playwright configuration, which was briefly mentioned in that install prompt. This gives you a little better view of what it is here. Configuration report file setup. This gives you a whole list of all the variables and what their purpose is, how to use them, and a little example here, and a recommended script to run all this. Now let's see what this does. Playwright test. So I typically write this as a nightly report. Any name works, but I run this nightly, so I usually call it my nightly report. So this will do Playwright run, which will do Playwright pre-run, which will run this command to delete all the existing test results. This is so you don't get duplicates or get stale results. This makes sure you only get fresh results in here. Then the run, this runs all the tests, generates the test data, and the test data will persist thanks to our config. This also specifies the output file path. So here you can see test results output.json. This can be anything you want. Once that is completed, we generate QA Shadow Report Playwright. So this is telling us to run the Playwright report. In our config, we can see here we need to access path to test results. So this will be what we specified in our Playwright config. Test results output.json. Test results output.json. The key file path is in the root. Can be anywhere. but I keep it in the root. CSV downloads path. This is if you don't want to use Google Sheets. If you're in some kind of high security environment, you can't run a Google Sheet with a service worker. You can simply download a CSV of the results. And a weekly summary. This generates a summary every Monday, which I personally like. I program this so that every Monday I can see the week's summary. You can also leave that blank and no summary will be generated. Now that we have this installed, we have our recommended script here that just performs all the actions. And maybe we can try generating a report now. Let's see where this command takes us. Good, we can see all the commands running. Test results, according to our reporter here, are going into the correct directory here. We didn't specify any, so default would be correct. Daily report created. Now let's go back to our spreadsheet and take a look here. July 11th. Wonderful. So browser, spec, test name. We can see type is here. The error is visible. Runtime. Yeah, great. We officially have a report. In our project here, you can see a variety of tests in nested folders. I typically organize mine in this way. And you can see in the report, it has transferred over, even to the spec name, individual blocks. Let's say we want to find this test here. We need to find it in the spreadsheet, right? You can search the Google spreadsheet for this text and you'll definitely find the inventory tests for all the different browsers. Easy as that. So we ran our Playwright shadow report. Now if you want to run just the daily report, you can do just daily. If you want to run a summary only, this will grab all the results from your Google Sheet from the last week and run it. Same with a monthly report. If you only need to run the monthly summary, you can run that. And all of these are available in case you edit something or someone else edits or deletes something and you have all the old test results from that day, you can run that and regenerate a report. If you want to run a duplicate, you can use the duplicate flag. There is an option for CSV. Let's see what the CSV looks like. Let's run it here. It's the same command here, QA shadow report Playwright, except in the abbreviated version, QASRPW. Let's run that. So still using defaults. CSV file has been saved successfully. And it's in downloads. There's a CSV. Look at that. Let's see what that looks like. Okay, here it is. Same metrics at the top as our Google Sheet. Same columns, spec, test name, type, category, results. Wonderful. Okay, well that's it. QA shadow report. Give it a try. Check it out. Install it. Troubleshoot. Complain. Write me some emails. It's here. Repository. Homepage. There's me. It's open source. You can visit it. You can contribute. You can open issues. If you have problems, let me know. Find me on social media. I'm easy. Happy coding.